to show you my latest project, which is a 6x2x2 vivarium. This is going to be housing a 10-foot boa called Nemesis. She's kind of outgrowing her old one, so she deserves something a bit more bigger and a bit more homely and comfy. This is going to have another theme to it. Again, it's going to be sort of old ruins, sort of brick walls and what have you. It's going to have a little bathing area as well, a little bath, which I'm going to show you how to do. And it's going to have steps, it's going to have doors, it's going to have windows, it's going to be very like sort of gothic, which is right down my alley. I'm going to show you what I've done so far with this Viv, and I didn't think I'd show you right from the very beginning because it's a bit boring sticking poly to wood, but yeah, let me just show you. Okay you guys, here we go. A bit boring at the moment, but I've lined the sides, the back and the other side of the wall with polystyrene. I've used 1 centimetre thick polystyrene for the back wall. This Viv does have vents on it. It's got 5 vents at the top, which I know you're thinking, God, she's covered them over. Yeah, I have covered them over, but I'll show you a little trick of how to cut out the holes, and it's basically just turning the Viv around and cutting holes from the other side. Yeah, so I've done that. I've lined all the walls. I have also treated the floor. Nems has a really bad habit of knocking water over. So because obviously you pay a lot of money for vivariums and what have you, you want to make it last as long as possible. So I have used this stuff. Now, as you know, I normally use polyvine varnish for my Vivs. Now, for the floor of this Viv, I've decided to use G4 Pond Sealer, and it's great stuff. I mean, I've never used it before, but basically it creates like a rubber film coating on whatever surface you're going to be using, and it's great stuff, it really is. But basically it's like a sealant to, you know, if water or whatever splashes on it, it should stop it from absorbing into the wood. But yeah, it's had 3 coats of that on the floor. It's also been, I've also used silicone sealant around the sides and the corners, and especially down here where the bottom plinth is. I've used silicone in there. Right, one thing I wanted to show you is this. Now, I've been working on this last night, and this part is still wet here, but this is going to be Nemesis Pool, a bit like what I have done down here. This is Pandora's Viv, and there she is. Hello darling. She's made a bit of a mess of her Viv, haven't you? Pulled all your plants down and everything. But yeah, that's the kind of idea I've got, except with this slope down here, I'm not going to have a slope for Nemesis, I'm going to have steps. Now, you might be thinking, are you going to pour water into there? No, I'm not. I've made that the right size for this puppy, which is just a storage container. It's very hard plastic, but obviously I needed to make like a wall, something for it to fit into, as Nems likes to get in between the wall of the Viv and the bath, and then what will happen is she will stretch out and it will crack, and of course water will come flowing through and your Viv will be drenched. Yeah, so that's given me the idea to do exactly the same on this one as well. Okay, you might be thinking, God, look at her, she eats loads and loads of chocolate. She must be really fat. Well, actually, they're both empty, and they both contain blocks. Yeah, once again, I am going to build a brick wall. And you see, it's a bit hard to open with one hand. There we go, and there's more bricks, and that's what I've been doing all day. Yeah, I've decided again to go for the brick wall sort of old ruin look. Obviously, I thought about natural. But the thing is, with Nemesis and Pandora and larger snakes, they need as much room as possible. And because a 6x2x2 viv is really my limit, I wanted to have as much floor space as possible. So I thought, okay, maybe a ruin wall is the way to go this time again. So that's basically why I'm doing it. I was going to do something along these lines again to match Pandora's with. But obviously, I mean, I did this a long time ago. And to me, it's all right, but if I could do it again, I would, you know. But yeah, hopefully it's going to look awesome. I've ordered a couple of bits online as well, which should be here soon, and they're going to be the finishing touches to this viv up here. Okay, I thought I'd show you what I've ordered for poly sheet wise. I have ordered 1 centimetre thick polystyrene, and that is basically for the back and side walls and any other little bits that I've got to do. And I've ordered 2 centimetre thick polystyrene, and this will be for the larger pieces that I need to do, because obviously it needs to be a lot stronger, especially with a 10-foot boa. And that one there is just exactly the same size as that, is 2 centimetre thick. Right guys, as you can see, I've already made a start on the steps. It's the same rule again, which I will show you in a minute. The steps are not made from 2 centimetre thick polystyrene. It's 2.5 centimetre. I got it wrong. Because I ordered the thickness due to Nemesis weight. She's about 38 pounds, so. But yeah, the way I've done it, as you can see, you see these little numbers on here in a line. I've basically measured the width, which was 55.5 centimetres, and then I measured the height of this little plinth that I've done here for to put the bath in, which was 5.5 inches, and then what I did was calculated how many steps roughly I would need, which was obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I decided to make each step about 5 centimetres. So obviously you've got this one here is 5, this one here is 5, 5, 5, and 5 again. Now what I did was basically put one step on top of the other. So each one of these panels, oh, I just made a mess there, it's still wet. Each one of these panels is 10 centimetres. Yeah? And there's a line in the middle to mark off the middle point, which is 5 centimetres.